Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Rigathi Gachagua has successfully unveiled his party known as Democracy for Citizens Party in Nairobi. And I would want us to do an in-depth analysis on that event. It is, in my view, that the incident where goons were dispatched to go and disrupt the event immediately, or rather to block Rigathi Gachagua immediately the event was coming to an end, was an act of cowardice, a misuse of the state machinery, and largely a diversionary tactic. So in this bold podcast, I choose not to start with that incident, because if I do that, then we'll be falling for that trap. Because the event, if we are to do justice for this, is to show you what exactly is that party meant, who is there, what happened. Then at the tail end of this analysis, we are going to look at that shameful incident where goons disrupted the event. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. Thank you very much for supporting this podcast. Subscription is absolutely free. So when you subscribe to our channel, there is nothing that is going to be deducted from your account. So as you can see in this screenshot, that is how, if you look at this photo, that is where you click to subscribe, and also where you click when you click that bell so that you're notified. Why should you click the notification bell? When we publish a video, you will not skip any of them. So without much ado, I want us to look at the event. The party launch took approximately 30 minutes and they were done. The event took place in Nairobi, contrary to reports that it was going to be held in Wamunyoro. And of course, it was in my view that Rigathi needed to bring it to Nairobi for its centrality. And you also need to mainstream. While we do agree that it can have its root from Mount Kenya, but you needed to mainstream it. Just like ODM has its root in Nyanza, but it is mainstreamed. So, who is taking what in terms of the leadership? So I saw the party leader is Rigathi Gachagua. Cleophas Malala is a deputy party leader. I'm very interested in this bit. Mithika Linturi is the national organizing secretary. David Mingari is the national chairperson. Sarah Owino from Kisumu is the deputy chairperson operations. Kate Waruguro is the National Women League. Hezron Obada is the Secretary General, Interim Secretary General, deputized by Martin Ole Kamwaro. Hannah Mutua is the National Treasurer from Kambani side, I think that is Machakos, deputized by Thomas Mwita Nyangi. Evelyn Wanjiru Njoka is the Deputy National Treasurer Strategy, and Andrew Kiplimo Muge is the Director of Elections. This is a very critical position, this one for Director of Elections, because hapa mbele, this is going to be a very key part. Maina Kamanda has officially joined Rigathi Gachagua as the chairperson of Council of Eminent Persons. And the first time Maina Kamanda came in the picture was during the Wamunyoro event, where he attended that event. David Njenga Gikonyo is the chairperson of Diaspora Caucus. Barnabas Kinyua is the chair of Religious Caucus, and that is how it is. So that is the full leadership of that event. I have my fears. I have my fears that with the time, one of the things the state is going to do is to infiltrate this team. It's going to infiltrate, and I can tell you, and the public must be wary. The president would even try to engineer mass exodus from the leadership in this party so that people can leave this party for very obvious reasons of denting it, or rather making sure that after the launch, the unveiling, it feels it has the anti-climax. But I think the public must be wary that those are statecrafts, and that is why I'm also warning you that hapa kuna watu wataanza kupokea pesa, they resign as party positions, and start speaking ill about this party. Those are state tactics. Those are tactics that are always there. So you should be warned, that you should be wary when you see those. I realized I want us to listen to the PSA. And interestingly, this is also how you can join the party. PSA is public service announcement. PSA is public service announcements.
Jinsi ya kujisajili kuwa mwanachama wa Democracy for the Citizens Party, DCP. Anza kwa kujiuzulu kutoka kwa chama chako cha sasa kwa kupiga *509#. Weka pin yako ya ORPP na ufuate maagizo. Baada ya kujiuzulu kutoka kwa chama chako cha sasa, piga *509#, alafu weka pin yako ya ORPP, alafu chagua membership, kisha uchague join a party, alafu weka jina la chama ambalo ni DCP, kisha weke kodi ya chama ambayo ni 829, alafu mwishowe uthibitishe maelezo yako. Na sasa wewe ni mwanachama wa DCP, Democracy for the Citizens Party. Sikiza wa Kenya. DCP, sikiza wa Kenya.
Listen to the tone of it, and I found it a bit interesting. Listen to this. It's very interesting. Now, I told you we will look at the incident where Rigathi Gachagua was attacked, where the event was actually disrupted by some fellows. But importantly, you should know what happened, because I believe those who are planning those goons were ones who did not want you to get this. They want that disruption to be the headline. I made an observation. Rigathi Gachagua has not picked any elected leader to take the party position. And I know that is what people are using to say that the party is underwhelming. You know, that the party is, that the launch was not as it was hyped. This is not it. And you need to know that quite a number of people who are around Rigathi Gachagua are actually members of UDA party. So for you to resign, to go and take a political party position, even a party leadership position, you must resign at the other side of UDA. And you never know how things can turn. So that is why they took that cautious approach. And those who have been picked, I know someone was asking me, I looked at Martin Obada, and although Martin Obada, the Secretary General, is from Kisii, and I would want to go there. Cleophas Malala was Secretary General of UDA party. Actually, he was also SG, probably also ANC. So it was, in my view, that Malala was going to take the Secretary General position in DCP so that he can be the spokesperson of the party. Now, Malala has been picked as the deputy party leader. That shows you the level of trust Rigathi has on him. And secondly, going by, Malala is coming from Kakamega and could be going for Kakamega governor or senator seat. This is going to be a critical seat for him, and Rigathi is keenly anchoring the party to infiltrate Western. You can make your guess. Apart from Central and the Kajiado, Rigathi Gachagua will make some significant inroads in Western. Of course, Kisii is with Matiang'i, Kamba is with Kalonzo. Now, he will make significant inroads in Western just because of these two politicians. This is Malala and Natembeya. I don't see, and recently you saw Malala with Natembeya in Bungoma when they're talking about the sugar leasing deals. I don't see Eugene becoming too strong. I don't know why. The young lads are picking it up from them. So why Malala did not go for Secretary General will be interesting. But again, you know, as SD, you are the spokesperson of the party. So this is it. I am a bit afraid that out of this team that is here, there are people that could be bought after 2 days or 1 day or hours to just leave that party and speak ill about the party. But interestingly, that will be part of marketing it, so be able to take that direction. Hezron Obada, why has Rigathi Gachagua picked his SG from Kisii? Yes. But one of the interesting things about it is this. I've realized that it's only, you give it to him, it's only ODM party that has a strong Secretary General. That is the name of Edwin Sifuna. And they've had, even if you look at the history of SG, Nyong'o, Namwamba, Sifuna, of course they've had a very strong SG. This is going to be a new force, and it's an opportunity for the new SG to get visibility. So we'll want to get to listen more from him. Party launch was also not attended by other principals, Karua, Kalonzo, or rather, and Matiang'i. Was it strategic? Do you want to tell me that if Kalonzo, because Rigathi attended all the unveilings, he attended that one for Karua, he attended the PDP even for Eugene. This was strategic because probably they wanted the coverage to be restricted to DCP. That is a new party. It is being formed. Its leadership is going to be unveiled for the first time. And they decided to go for a low-profile event. A low-profile event was a bit, for me, critical because you will also understand that apart from Rigathi Gachagua, the event that only lasted for 30 minutes, other members did not make speeches. Do you want to tell me that Medhu can refuse to make speeches? Do you want to tell me about Malala and the rest? Why did they plan that it's only Rigathi to make speeches and just introducing the party leadership, and they did not go beyond that? Even Rigathi, who is normally fond of firing salvos against the president, did not fire any salvo. Instead, they just unveiled the party. And this is what I was saying, that the plan was to make sure that they only cover the party. So that when the media is covering story, the media will talk about the party structure, will talk about the party colors, will talk about how to register, and not to digress, because that actually would have been the topic of the day. Any inflammatory speeches that most of us were expecting from this side of the media would have been the coverage, would have been given the coverage. And that is why I also believe this incident happened. When this event was almost coming to an end, there were a group of youths that were milling around the gate. And allegedly they were shouting, threatening Rigathi Gachagua. So when people were leaving the venue, there was a bit of some tension. And in this video, you'll see a plainclothes police in plainclothes firing in the air to try and disperse the crowd. Those goons were actually targeting Rigathi Gachagua.
Naona kuna promotion kainda. Wewe nani?
And just have a look at this act of cowardice. I don't know how this is. I don't know. You know, to say the truth, Mimi, I hate hooliganism. I just hate hooliganism because I don't know what someone wants. I don't know what a politician will achieve by such. I'm of the opinion that you achieve nothing by such. And this happened towards the tail end of the event. If you look at this, is this tension was crafted to achieve these three objectives. Number one, someone wanted to divert the attention. It was a diversionary tactic from the party launched to try to expose it as a failed event, or that Rigathi is facing some rejection from Nairobi, or rather during that party launch. But most importantly, I had seen from Wednesday night, bloggers were actually mocking the party logos and the party colors and everything about that party. I even saw one of the leaders calling it District Commissioner's Party or someone. The DCP now, someone calling it District Commissioner's Party or so and so. So, and that is what I'm saying, that this is part of that plan to try to demystify that party. The second objective, someone is simply profiling the premises to incite Rigathi Gachagua against the community there, those who live around that place. It is the same script that was applied when someone was going after Jubilee Party. Remember, violence was planted in Jubilee premises, and the next minute, the landlord to the place, the offices that were hosting Jubilee Party offices, the other side of Lavington, the landlord emerged and said he had now to move them, to evacuate them, to tell them to leave those premises because of the insecurity. So I can also see someone is plotting a plan to try to push out Rigathi Gachagua from such premises. And I'm doing this in this podcast. You will see if the state will choose to go after Rigathi's party, I think that will be a mistake, and that will be a wrong move, because you will still embolden. You know, the party is not that building. No, the party is what is planted in people's souls and mind. Number three, the third objective of planning that tension was to make Nairobi look hostile. Probably someone was thinking that after that launch, Rigathi Gachagua's convoy will sneak its way to Nairobi CBD or somewhere in Kawangware or somewhere to hold a political rally. So that is why the goons were actually planted there. And I still want to say that's a wrong move. I want us to get a snippet of Rigathi Gachagua's speech talking about this. Number one, I saw Gen Z component when he was making the list. Number two, he's also promising that he's not going to issue direct tickets. Be warned, political parties are properties of the party leaders. ODM, for you to get ticket, you must see Baba and see Mama and see I don't know who and see I don't know who. Sadly, that is also what we are going to see whether Rigathi is going to break from that. I've looked at that event, and what I think is what that DCP party must do moving forward. I said it. There must be a strong party position on emerging issues in the country to get visibility. For example, the Western region, as in Western, is currently scrutinizing the sugar company leasing. And a caucus of Western MPs even issued some press briefing yesterday on Wednesday to give their position on this matter. ODM party leader Raila Odinga, who okayed this move, is here to issue a statement. And I'm not saying ODM party as a party coming out strongly to put a position. So from time now moving onwards, there are so many things happening in this country. IBC reconstitution is a big issue. The country is talking about it. I'm glad Rigathi has decided to keep off and really wants that commission to be formed. The sugar belt and other things happening. So now moving forward, the party will be part of stakeholders in the economic space, in the political space, to issue statements and position on such matters. Number two, from now, the the story must progress, and rather, the discussion must now be wealthy. The entry point is one term. Harambee, one term. Yes. Skiza wa Kenya. I'm seeing the other one saying Skiza ground. But moving forward, they must articulate the party manifesto. What exactly do the party stand for? Yes, we want to make sure Ruto is one term. That cannot be the party manifesto. That is a collective responsibility of the country. So to bring, to bring the country together and for the nation to coalesce around DCP, it is now time to articulate with consistency, simplicity, and coherence. Yes, it must be consistent and coherent what exactly that party stands for. And it must be simple so that Mwananchi can understand. Number 3. A competent digital team is needed to break down party ideology, to cover party events, and to make sure the party gets digital footprints. We are going to look into it. How long, when they make their Facebook page, what is going to be the followership of that Facebook page, of Twitter, of TikTok, Instagram, and other platforms? So they need a digital presence, a very big digital presence, because the demographics are not looking very good for the politicians that believe on those traditional ways of communicating. The new thing is social media. So they need a team, a competent team. So when I looked at that list, I did not see someone head of communications. I probably want to guess that is the operations. But they need a communication team that will actually be working full time at the party space to market the party. Massive members registration drive to penetrate, and this must be accompanied by media interviews. And now these media interviews are actually by party spokespersons. The panel, the morning panel, we should now be able to see not just Osifuna speaks as Secretary General of ODM Party. We want to see the SD of DCP articulating DCP issues in the national arena. And that is why I believe that should have been, of course, that work will also most likely be done by Malala. And more importantly, make more inroads beyond Mount Kenya to face that state machinery. I've been saying it, and I made some jokes some time back. Now you've formed a party, you've drawn leadership from all the regions. The most now important thing is those are the branches. Now penetrate. Go to Western. If someone plans heckling, so be it. Go to Kisumu. If someone plans for you to be chased and someone, so be it. Go to Mombasa. Let's face that. Let state unleash its machinery. The least they'll do is they cannot kill you. But with that, you'll still be getting your flowers. I believe, and I still repeat, attacking the goods dispatched there is an act of cowardice. Thank you.